Right, hello everybody. This is ARL Round 9 around Singapore. Reason this started a little bit late is because we've had a couple of, issues with the lobby settings. I think that's fair to say. It's not really lobby settings actually, it's more or less just some interesting things from PSN. They've basically kind of shut down and just made a massive cock up there, so we had to get everyone then added through EA, and then we had to get everyone in, so a bit unfortunate. I'm not sure if the pings come up for Discord, so yeah, I don't know if anyone actually see this. Oh, there we go. Never mind. We're just going to watch for these guys. I think Jay Thompson just left the session, so I'll just try and get him added back in really quickly. Here he is. Okay, here we go. And you could maybe also see that all the logos there and all the pit lanes look identical and also the same. So, reason why that is, the Equal Cars update, or the update has basically made Equal Cars absolutely, horrible. So, they basically made it so they've had the same engine power, but they all have different downforces. So, it'll be equivalent to their realistic cars. So, for example, the AlphaTauri, if you drive in that compared to something like a Red Bull, then the Red Bull would be the quickest one out of there. So, yeah, very frustrating, but at least we do get to see definitely some different liveries and definitely some more interesting ones than I think. I mean, Hazard here on his Outlaw, that looks like a very nice livery actually. I thought it's quite nice as well, just the what people have unlocked, what people haven't. Here we go with, I'm going to say IFR or LFR? I'm not too sure. I'm just going to say, I don't actually know what to say here. I'm just going to say IFR. I think it's I. So, yeah, running the Alfa Romeo Monza livery there, which looks very nice. Epic's Rowing Club running the basic one. I think a couple people are running the basic ones here, but we're definitely running the basic badges, so just going to wait for them. That looks like a very nice orange and black livery there from the ad one. Does look pretty good. Let's just wait a couple of liveries for the moment, because there isn't really much else. Jails has gone with the red and white to pretty much go with the Formula 1 logo, so yeah, I've seen a mostly pink car come out the pits there. Another Alfa Romeo, so that's going to be very difficult to tell who is who, unfortunately. I'm trying to think who is that coming through the final couple corners now. Henson's on a very striking livery there. Who is that random final corner? I can't tell who it is. They're just about to start a lap too. Who is it? Here we go, Hazard. First over the line to start their lap, and already used quite a bit of ERS, but don't think it matters too much around here because most of these corners kind of negate the ERS usage. You probably only use about 60-70% ERS per lap here, so it's not like you need 100% unlike somewhere like Monza, but at the moment, Hazard is looking pretty nice in his very interesting livery actually. His livery there is completely grey, so it's actually kind of fun to watch this. Do kind of wish we did race in these cars a bit more often because they do look a hell of a lot more different, although I get a hell of a lot more confused, so yeah. Doesn't really help me sometimes, but yeah, Hazard here on his first lap. I also kind of not, just completely not mentioned, once again, Cyrus is not here for this race, so last time we had that was a very interesting race, so I hope that maybe continues, but we're not going to go too soon with that. J-Horse has already retired. I'm not too sure why. Maybe he wants to start from the back, I don't know, but he's a reserve, so that, I guess, fair enough. Yeah, Hazard going through the middle sector. Of course, it's going to be purple. Jesus, I cannot say words today. But no, he's already purple through the second sector as well. And we're going to see him set the first benchmark time. The best quali lap record here before this layout was a 36.0 by Hamilton in 2018. We're going to see what Hazard does coming across the line. And that's a 30.4. And that's already, I think that's probably smashed the qualifying lap record from 2023, so yeah, good job there from Hazard. Who will be next? That's our Henson, who will be starting an out lap. Oh, Jesus, this is where it gets really confusing. Jay Thompson, okay, Outlap, great. Apex Warrior Club on mediums. I mean, to be fair, does look quite nice there, actually, with mediums, but it is nowhere near the fastest tyre. So we're going to see what does Apex Warrior Club do when it crosses the line. The tyre delta isn't... it's pretty big out here, and yeah, 33.6. 29.3, oh my god, from IFR there. Very nicely done, actually. I didn't really see much on a lap, but you can tell he's done well. The other one goes into P3 with 31.1. A couple people on mediums, actually, which I find a bit interesting. Oh, Henson cutting the wall a little bit there, actually, on that lap. Jay Thompson going for the fastest first sector as well. But this is quite interesting. We're seeing a lot of people with different, well, I was going to say different tyres there, but definitely different lines with Shadow F1 as he cuts the curb and invalidates. GB Jags in a, well, yeah, very pink and white car. This was the pink car that we saw come out of the pit lane. Yeah, definitely a livery, I'll say that. But, yeah, pink, white, black, interesting, but it might not deter from his pace, and we're going to see what does he do as he comes across the line. 31.1, puts his P3, pretty nicely done there from Jimmy. Shadow there on the invalidated lap. I think who will be next across the line, I'm not too sure. But our Henson, I know, is going to be the one to next set a lap. From what it looks like, yes it is. Yellow flag gets free, just looks like someone slowing down their out lap, that's okay. Our Henson coming through the final corner, goes into P5. A couple of tenths behind the ad one and behind Jimmy as well, as they're both pretty much the same time. Jay Thompson comes up to P3 now, but no one can really match the time of IFR at the moment. That looks like such a magical lap for now. Shadow has invalidated. A Thompson is going round in the... I can't switch cameras. Yep, oh, there we go. Yeah, so that is the McLaren Triple Crown livery, because the chrome one's not in the game. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of this livery. I don't know why, I'm just not a massive fan. But I guess it does look quite nice when you do like the colours and such, but that's not for me, unfortunately. This looks a bit odd at times for me. But yeah, A. Thompson here, going to come around the final corner now. What is the time going to be? It's looking like a pretty nice lap. Is he going to challenge a pole? It's going to be close. Just over a tenth actually, separating the two. But the front row covered by IFR and A. Thompson, so very nicely done from him as well. It's refreshing actually to see this. Mark there was on a purple sector 1. Always has to keep out the wall there as he clips the curb. But a couple of these guys, yeah, they are. A couple of these guys are on medium tyres, which is a bit interesting. I mean, Shadow here, I think, is doing another lap, I want to say, but I don't know. And yeah, Apex Warrior Club also was on medium tyres, so he set his lap, so yeah, quite interesting here. I'm not sure if that's actually a choice or they actually selected it, I'm not too sure, but yeah, pretty interesting. That is a very interesting livery actually from Shadow. It goes to the side there, and that looks quite nice. I don't know what exactly that car looks like, but that does look very good. Yeah, I do like that a lot. But we'll move away from that for a second. As MXS Ross, I was going to say Mark Bow will finish the lap there, but nope, he'll come into the pits in that Audi. And I'm kind of glad the Audi's still in the game. The Audi was a very nice car, so I'm glad it is still here. MXS Rossa, trying to navigate that, but looking like he was... I mean, he's got no ERS, so I'm going to say this is the start of his lap as he starts using it now. Probably 2 out laps, which I don't know if that's the best thing you want to do here, but if you fueled for a little bit more, then I guess fair enough. I'm not really going to stop you. But yeah, we're just going to watch MXS Rossa here at the moment. I think A. Thompson is on another lap. Oh no, he's coming to the pits, maybe, sorry. Yeah, but MXS Rossa is the only one on the lap actually at the moment, and is the only one here who has an invalid lap, as Hazard starts his next one. So these are some kind of off cameras here, but yeah, we're going to look through this track, going through turn 4 now, and we're going to go through turn 5, 4th gear there for him, planting the power down pretty decently well, and we're going to see now, opens DRS, how much is he up on his time if he is. We're going to see now as he goes through the end of the first sector, he is 2 tenths up. Track evolution is pretty big here, so we're going to see a couple of times in midfield definitely start tumbling, and that is actually a purple first sector apparently. I'm not sure if it is, but if that's what the game is saying, we're going to go with that. Looking actually like a very clean lap at the moment from Hazard. Not looking like there's too many oversteering moments or anything else like that. Going out through here now in 4th gear, looking very nice. Slid down to 2nd as well. I would have gone to 3rd, but I'm pretty sure this is auto gears, I want to say. I don't know, but oh no, I definitely look like manual, so I don't know, but yeah, we're just going to digress from that. He has lost a couple of tenths in that sector, however he could claw a little bit more back here. There's less chances too, but we're going to see now, will Hazard be able to at least extend his advantage away from what will be his teammate Jay Thompson. That was a flash of rain, and people have got to start getting their laps in now. We said there was going to be rain in 10 minutes apparently, according to our Henson, and now they've got to set their laps really quickly. Hazard improves by a couple of tenths, and that is crucial as he had one a couple of tenths up as well. Everyone has got to get their laps in now if they want to get their lap for pole. IFR there was really struggling on the rear as the rain starts to fall down now, and we're going to see going third gear now. It's starting to affect them a little bit more. Sliding around for IFR there, sliding even more. This is not going to look like it's going to get any better anytime soon. We're going to see, is this an improvement to their lap though? Because if it is, they still only have a couple corners left to go to maybe improve. It looks like they're backed off, 6 tenths down now. Hazard is keeping that P3 advantage. That was Jay Thompson starting a lap as well, but it might be too late. The animal was a couple tenths up. What are they now? 8 tenths down. This is not played out well for anyone here, as they are having to really struggle for the rain. Oh, Henson almost loses it there too. And this is horrible because there is also tyre bubbles down the track. Jimmy Jag 6 tenths down as well. Jay Thompson is not looking like he's going to improve. He is wobbling everywhere. But we are going to try and see what is he going to do in the first sector. Is there any improvement at all? He's 7 tenths down. This is looking like it's the end of qualifying. That is the ad one. Span around trying to improve on their time, but they cannot do it. It may be at least beneficial for these couple of guys at the end, though, to quickly do their laps, because this is now a battle to see they get ahead of, what, MX Rosso? Govin might, I was going to say, maybe try and go for a lap there, because it might still put you up 1 or 2 positions at the very edge of this field, but we're going to see what is going to happen here. Yeah, Shadow will be compared to their medium lap, so, well, I was going to say it would be a bit fairer, but it's not a bit fairer if he goes into the wall and does that. So, unfortunately for him, he's not going to improve the time on this lap, but someone who might, I'm going to also leave session, I'm going to try and get him back in really quickly. That's very deep for the person who is there. I'm not too sure who it is. Where is MXS Rossa? Where are you? There. Right, got him. Okay, Mark Bow. He was the one who was going very deep. He's gone pretty deep there again, looking like the lockups are really affected him now, and that track looks like it's Inters. So we're going to see now what is going to happen with Mark Bow. Can he get ahead of MXS Rossa? It's not looking like he can. He has to do this in 10 seconds, which is looking very unlikely. Those slides are not helping either, but he might be able to do it if he really nails this final corner. We're going to see him come across the line now. Only just misses out on that P9 spot, unfortunately, but he is up into P10 at the moment, is safe from these guys behind, and especially safe now as DRS is disabled, which means it is the crossover point. You can tell from Shadow's pod there, it is horrible out there now. A Thompson's just trying to make his way back to the pits, hopefully not cutting anything. Our Henson, I've stolen the Red Bull setup, so yeah, our Henson is down in P7, which is not what you would want around this track, almost 2 seconds away, more like rally driving, so yeah, really horrible there. Shadow comes into the pits, maybe, so decides, yeah, it's not, to maybe go set a lap, I'm not too sure. I feel like these two might try and go set a lap to try and at least solidify a P11 spot, but not looking like it yet. Yellow flag still in sector 1, that is Hazard going out on some intermediate tyres, that's fair enough. There's not really much else to do left in this session now, so if anyone wants to go on some softs, well, it's a bit too wet for that now. If anyone wants to go on some inters, then fair enough. May as well try it. Mark, yeah, trying to just probably limp his way back to the pits here. So I'm just going to invite MX Rossa again, because apparently it's not letting him back in, although I did see him join. I don't know if he means letting him back into the car or not, but we're just going to see. Yeah, so we're just going to wait probably for one of these two. Yeah, Govin is out now. Shadow will have to probably combat that with a faster intermediate tyre lap. I kind of wish this was qualifying now, where kind of nobody set a lap and it was way too wet for softs already. The race is going to rain too, apparently, as well, according to our Henson, so we are in for a pretty exciting race. hopefully, Shadow retires, so Govy Govan is guaranteed that P11 spot. So, interesting there. Next, Ross is having a couple issues. But, yeah. IFR is just doing some intermediate laps, so we're going to see how he's doing. He's going to do one lap here. MXS Ross on new sessions, he's restarting his game, but we're just going to quickly watch this lap from IFR, and then we'll invite him back into the session. He's the only one actually on a lap at the moment, so I just want to see how his pace is on the intermediate tyres. Of course, it'll be down on his soft qualifying lap, but we're just going to see what IFR is doing. This might just be an L, and I'm just tripping, but I was going to say it's an I. Looks like an I, so yeah. 2.7 down, of course. Nowhere near as much grip, so we're just going to see how he's doing. Definitely on the curb there a little bit. Doesn't matter if you really crash now, bit of a lock up there for him as well, because this is your grid realistically for this race. There's someone got a 5-place grid penalty that I didn't see while I was trying to invite people. I don't know, but we're just going to see now IFR. It's coming around the end of sector 2. I mean, I think as soon as we get to the end of sector 2 here, we're just going to pass this happen. I'm just going to invite MXS Rossa, and then that will be everything. He's looking very nice, so he's definitely pinpointing the car pretty well. Looking like there's no spins there either, so we're just going to get MXS Rossa back in this session. There we go. And look at that, we haven't really lost much of him. But yeah, look at that. Tyre delta 8.3 seconds down, and that's what happens when it just absolutely buckets down here in Singapore. This is only intermediate tyre conditions as well, so it's not even full wets. And we're getting that much of a delta. By this point, it will be about 1 minute 41s, I want to say. Let's see. As we're going to see IFR come around the final corner. MXS Ross has joined back, so that's very nice. Even prediction of 1 minute 41 correct. Very wobbly for the final corner, 1 minute 40.8, so only a couple of tenths off, so I'm pretty proud. Hazard goes completely off the track there, and almost, it might have got a bit of wing damage, but I don't think that really matters. Jay Thompson, I think he's doing consistent laps now. I think everyone is on, just on some intermediate tyres and just seeing how they feel, because this might be what the conditions are for the race. IFR was sliding around there. Hazard has gone completely off the track again, and there's Jimmy Jags coming to meet him. So pretty interesting there. Hopefully those two don't get disqualified, actually. They've got to be very careful of that, so hopefully they don't get disqualified reversing back onto the track or anything. Hazard's got to really put that car right now. Hopefully not block anyone, because otherwise this could be one of these two. Pretty much MXS Ross retires. I thought that was disqualification there for one of these two. Jimmy Jags is doing his best. I think that might be IFR. No, someone else coming up. I don't know. Oh, Dave Thompson. Got out of the way for him. I think Hazard and Henson, they're all just struggling to grip out there. Or this could just be it's just a bit bored type thing. Just waiting for a couple minutes of quality to end, and that's it. Govy Govan's going to do a lap, so he will be P11. Unless he invalidates. Which, I mean, either way, will still probably be P11. Well, I mean, if he doesn't pit, he'll still be P11, so beneficial to at least finish the lap for Govy Govan. We're going to see what he does, though. He's probably going to come to the pits anyway, because it doesn't really matter. But we're just watching everyone do their final lap on the intermediate tyres, and that'll be everything. Our Henson's just deciding to do a couple of drifts. Maybe a bit too much there, but yeah. Don't blame people for just kind of taking it for a bit of fun. I mean, sometimes intermediate tyre conditions do get a little bit boring when there's kind of nothing else to do in qualifying, so yeah, fair enough. Everyone else is going to start their final lap, so Apex Royal Club will be the last one to cross the line, I'm pretty sure, because no one else is behind him. There's only 3 seconds left. IFR retires in a session, and we're just going to watch, I don't know, I'm just going to guess our Henson, see if he's going to give us another drift at all. We're going to see coming through the final couple of corners. See, he's going to give us, there we go, he's going to give us a spin. It's just looking a little bit boring at the moment, but at least he's trying to make it up to us with a couple of spins and drifts, as our Henson goes around the final corner and spins again. So this is all just a bit of fun. Govy Govan will come across the line eventually. Invalidates the lap, so he won't get a genuine lap in, but at least he is done. Our Henson is as well. The ad one comes across the line and absolutely pins it as well. Jay Thompson, yeah, it's going a little bit mental now as well. We're going to see what he does. Yeah, it's giving us some burnout. So, yeah, everyone else, this is where it kind of all gets a bit united. G-Jags goes off into the runoff area again. This is all where it gets a bit, you know, everyone's having a bit of fun, so it's like calm before the storm, this is. So it's watching everyone have a couple of drifts around, seeing what they're doing. Jay Thompson trying to drift around the final corner almost as a Lance Stroll. I mean, goes into the pit wall nearly, but other than that, looking like most of the other guys are finished. Hazard's going to come around the final corner now. Yeah. It's just, we're all having a little party on the start finish straight here. Both the Alfa Romeo drivers come across the line at the same time. Jimmy Jags does do a Lance Stroll, retires from the session, but there's no matter there, as we're only going to wait for Epic's Motoring Club now. Yeah. I mean, if the race is like this, then we're going to have some sort of race on our hands. But, yeah, loving it. Loving all the drifts and everything. Yeah, I like this. And everything's already going to come across the line. Yeah, so that was a short quali, but I mean a fun one to watch by the end of it. I mean, nothing's really happening besides some drifts. So, here we go. No tech level, of course, because, I mean, equal cars. But, yeah, IFR takes pole here with a 129.3. A. Thompson just a tenth back with a 129.4. Both of them solidifying front row. Hazard P3 locking out that third spot by a couple of tenths to Jay Thompson and his teammates. So there's an Alfa Romeo second row, even though I might not look it. Jimmy Jags in P5, I think it was first top 5 start of the season in qualifying. The Ad one in P6, locking out the third row. Henson P7, unfortunately for him, no pace for him today. Apex Motoring Club getting caught out by the rain and the tyres. That was very quick, and I couldn't even do all that, but wow, okay. Wow. Okay, well, wow. I'm seeing puddles on this track. Is this full wet conditions? Wow, okay, is this what everyone was trying to do? There is some serious puddles from the pit lane, and it's not looking too good. Oh my god, indeed. Oh no, it is full wets for more than half the race. This is going to be either a great race to watch, a boring race to watch, or some absolute chaos. Safety cars are reduced, but this is going to be some fun. Probably not for some other people, but as long as you can keep it out of the wall, you are probably guaranteed a top 5 spot. Jay Thompson, oh god, yeah. Oh god, indeed. You guys have a formation lap, so hopefully there's no bugs in that. I really hope there's not. Yeah, this is the calm before the storm, actually. I said it was qualifying, but we're just gonna... you guys can't go. IFR doesn't... I'm not sure if that was just trying to do a practice start there, I'm not too sure. But, yeah, a bit interesting there. He's got to try and work his way back up into P1. He can do it any way he wants to, but let's see. Everybody on the full wet tyres. We have not seen this in a long time. I've not seen this in any race yet. I'm pretty sure red flags are on as well, so let's just make sure on that. Red flags on reduced. It can happen if there's a massive crash, so really would not mind a red flag, actually. Not seen one in the league race as of yet, so we'll have to see if that unfolds at all. Yeah, I think we're kind of waiting on IFR to try and maybe get back to the front of the field, or if he wants to just stay there, that's fine. Something that is good is the ERS recharge. The ERS recharge is a lot better. Oh my god, IFR there, showing us how tricky the conditions are by sliding about without lockup. But yeah, the good thing is here is the ERS recharging. That is looking treacherous on the possible race strategies too. That's looking like a possible another stop onto wet. So this is going to be going on for quite a long time, I think. At least the ERS, I'm just going to keep going to this point. It's going to recharge, so people do have chances for overtaking moves down the straight. Maybe into a corner if they're feeling extremely brave in these conditions. But yeah, looking like that is Jimmy Jags letting IFR past. And that also is Hazard letting him past. Just having to wait on A. Thompson. He doesn't have to let him past, but just for the sake of it, he might do. We're just going to see now what is he going to do. A couple of people that qualified. Jimmy Jags, he had one. This is probably going to be for braking as well, because that looked like everyone was going into turn 14, I'm pretty sure it is, so yeah, it looks like everyone was just going to their Jimmy Jags, my bad, so yeah, it's probably just the yeah, it's probably just the brakes. That's alright. Hopefully they don't have some extremely cold tyres at the start, that would be horrible, but yep, IFR back into the lead of this formation lap. It's been a pretty long time actually since this formation lap started, and we're probably going to get about high 150s in this. I'm not really going to be seeing much else here, because if this is full wet conditions using the full wet tyres, they're going to be a lot slower, and you've got the high fuel of about 31 laps now around this Singapore track. Sure, the windy section has been cut out, but this is still going to be some pretty low to high 150s, so this is going to be a hopefully interesting race. But as we're going to see everyone now parking up eventually, this is an interesting camera angle. IFR pointing to the left, A. Thompson pointing to the right. These two on the front row really know what to do on this start. A. Thompson really aggressively going for it. 5 lights. Give it a second, because what happens when you host the lobby. And away we go. Okay, right, IFR was going to get a good start there, but A. Thompson's got such a launch going through on that wet patches there. That looks like Jay Thompson trying to send it down the inside. IFR goes wide and off the track. They've got to be so careful here. Jimmy Jags tries to take the runoff area like they do in real life, but it's A. Thompson in the lead at the moment. Jay Thompson's got to defend from an absolute army behind him here as the Adwan and Hazard go side by side. Hazard laying on the brakes. The Adwan's locked up and has hit Hazard off the track, but it looks like there's no damage to either of their cars. I might be completely wrong there. This is going to be brave from JL, so he's good at trying to second noses there. But Mark Bowe, he can't even take that flat out, and he has hit the wall there. It doesn't look like there's any visible damage on that Audi, but this is a chaotic start here as everyone's going wide off the track and whatnot. That's almost been contact there between J-Horse and the Audi there of Mark Bowe as well. But it has been a mostly clean enough start there. I think the only thing I saw was Hazard getting half turned around by the Adwan, and I was going to say that was mostly clean, but there is a bit of wing damage for Govi Govan, unfortunately for him. When you don't have that much practice in the rain, it is horrible around this track. But these two at the moment are streaking out in the lead, yellow flag 62. That is a bit of a mess between, I think, Hazard and Shadow F1. I think one of those two, probably those couple have actually come together there. I'm not sure there's any damage. We're just going to see on these cars. Is there any damage on these cars? Looks like it might be an end plate missing. Jimmy Jags and J-Horse out. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not sure what's happened there. This could be a red flag actually. Something absolutely mental has gone on there, and I don't know what. A whole bunch of wings there. So there's 3 different wings there. Really surprised this is the red flag. Shadow drive for penalty with a speeding and safety car. Govi Govan's off the track as well. How this isn't the safety car, I do not know. Govi Govan's got to be very careful with his rear wing there too. That could be damage for him. He's got to be very careful to not get a puncture or anything either. What happened there? So, wow. I think so many people might have just lost their breaking point. We saw it in the formation of that. That might have just happened for everyone else there as well. We got a couple of drivers into the pits, definitely for some wing damage changes, maybe for some tyre changes as well. Like purposely going on some intermediate tyres with a really want to gamble. But it's not looking likely in these conditions. If we've just seen people go off at turn 14 like that, then we are not going to see any intermediate tyres, and that is definitely what's going to happen here. What? Okay. I want to just make sure that there hasn't been any contact, and it has literally just been everyone else going completely off into the wall there with the braking. So, wow. Okay, so an eventful first lap, but somehow not a red flag, which is pretty interesting. So, yeah, I mean, Jimmy Jags couldn't slow down. Half the grid broke too late and didn't take a runoff. So, oh, Hazard has left the session as well, so I'm just going to invite him back. 1 second, guys. But yeah, that was something. That really was something. So, it's such a shame I didn't see it, but yeah, wow. Half the grid apparently broke just way too late. A couple people didn't take the runoff like Jails and Jimmy Jags. And about 3 people coming to the pits there, so wow. Wow indeed. That looked like chaos. And Govi Govan just halfway into the wall there, but he's not paying attention. which is definitely not a good idea to do in these wet conditions. Looking like there's no damage on that car, so he's still looking okay, although there could be some rear wing damage. That was one thing I was quite worried about when Govi Govan was trying to turn around in that, Jimmy Jang's half the grid box for wing damage. Yeah, about 3 people boxed, and, I mean, yourself and Jay was also out, so probably even 4 people there. Govi Govan also went straight on after the safety car was called out, so that's about 6 of the 13 people, so yeah, just under half right there. Just under half the grid have been caught out by turn 14, so Govi Govan, that might be a bit of wing damage there now. So yeah, definitely some definitely some interesting driving there. Although I'm not gonna fault Govi Govan. I'm not gonna fault anyone for their driving, to be honest, because this is looking like absolute chaos. This is looking really sketchy through that turn there. So probably gonna be another lap off this safety car. I really need to go to the toilet, but I can't do that now. It's going to be a very long league race, so it's already 20 to 9 and only through lap 3, so I think my toilet's going to have to wait for a little longer, unfortunately. Govi Govan's still driving out on track, so I've got respect to him, but he's going to come into the pits now. This might be for some wing damage, might be for a gamble, or might be for a retirement, so we're going to see what he does. If you do retire Govi, I mean, you've done well out there, to be honest. It's very difficult in these conditions, so we're just going to see. Epic's Motoring Club retires on the session there, actually. Hold on, what's happened here? He has just gone off as well, under safety car conditions. Wow. So this is even... Wow, okay. So Govi Govan's... Wow. Okay, this is something. This really is something. We're just going to watch... I'm just going to quickly watch Apex Motoring Club's POV. Let's see if anything else different happened there. Let's just see. I know he's streaming it. I'm looking at Apex Rowing Club's POV right now. Sort of falling too far back message. Just broke way too late. And yet, turned in too much. This looks like something what people would do in turn 14. So, yeah, unfortunately for Apex Rowing Club, that's just a bit of a rare mistake. And just goes right off into the barrier. I mean, Govi Govan's taking this so carefully, because he knows that any more slip-ups here is just not going to end well. It doesn't look like there's much rain coming down now, but the track is still undeniably so wet. There's not really much of a point to trying on intermediate tyres at the moment, unless someone really wants to risk it. This is where Apex Rowing Club crashed. Govi Govan is, not going to do that. Although he has got his overtake on. Not going to help the grip in this situation, but... Or am I just tripping? No, his overtake is on. It's just not... Oh no, there we go. The other one's just been past there. Oh, the other one coming into the pit. So we're going to see what's he going to do. Govi Govan retires on the session. That is an actual crash on track as well. So might keep the car out for a lap or so longer. The other one goes for a wing change. This might be the most DNS I've ever seen in a league race on the first couple of laps. So unfortunate for our drivers, but yeah, it's a challenge for them, and yeah, I don't think full wet weather is the best thing here. Yeah, especially around a track like Singapore, because this is, I'm pretty sure now, the longest race you can have on this game. It'll be this or a wet Spa. So in terms of F1 racing, I think it's this or a wet Spa. That would be the most laps. So yeah, they're struggling. They're struggling quite a bit of that. But however, it does look like the rain has eased off quite a bit. There could be possible chance for intermediate tyres, maybe. It's looking like it has eased off quite a bit, but the track, once again, look at it, puddles everywhere. So, yeah, really not looking likely at the moment. I feel like someone might have tried gambling, but I think they've probably seen the DNFs around them, with people just simply not being able to brake and going straight into the tyre barriers. So, yeah, I can't understand why everyone's still on full wets. The other wants to box for some wing damage, actually. That wasn't for a tyre change. Well, he did tyre change, but wasn't for anything else like tactical. He just wanted to go for that wing change, so he's going to catch up to the pack. Hopefully not hit anyone while he's going through that corner. Drifting around though. Hopefully he doesn't hit the tyre barriers too. Safety car's in this lap, but just going to wait. The animal's got a limiter on, but I think we'll still be okay. Shadow got a penalty drive-through, so I think he got out while the safety car was called out and we were watching Govy Govin. So, yeah, Apex Ferry Club locking up, and that was it. So, we're just going to watch this safety car restart. The ad one has caught up, so yeah. Right, here we go. 4 drivers down, we've only got 9 left. But those first couple laps were chaos. Just chaos in a nutshell right there. A. Thomas is going to try and decide when to go in that McLaren livery. He's not gone yet, he's revving the engine though. He's ready to go, and he has gone now. That is Jay Thompson coming to the pits, I think. So that could... Oh, as A. Thompson nearly loses it there. But we're going to take a look at the tyres here. While we watch this quick battle here up front, as IFR is trying to make any inroads into A. Thompson. Yes, Jay Thompson has gambled and gone for the intermediate tyres, like I was saying earlier. So he might have seen that, but he's got everything to do now. He needs to be pumping in faster laps than any of these guys. And we're going to watch his second sector when he has crossed it. Because that second sector, if that's purple, he will be faster, and he will then know 6.8 seconds quicker than the first lap at the moment. And I know that is kind of to do with A. Thompson trying to take the lead and stuff, and also being on there, but everyone else is just setting probably a lot better laps now. Jay Thompson, we're seeing him, is he catching up at all? He looks like he is, so Jay Thompson might be in a very good spot here, trying to undercut the whole field, realistically. So he was about P3. We're going to see what he's going to do. The wets still look okay at the moment, but I feel like they're trying to overheat a little bit now. Jay Thompson is catching up a little bit more. He is very far back, but a pit stop around Singapore is about 28 seconds. So he has got a chance here of being able to take the lead on these intermediate tyres. It will be 1 lap older than everyone else. They all decide to pit this lap. A. Thompson sets the fastest middle sector. We're going to see if anyone else sets it behind, just in case. Does not look it. But we're just going to watch Jay Thompson really quickly, as he almost comes up to the middle sector. He's caught about second, so he might be setting a faster middle sector. We're going to see these guys really quickly coming to the pits. Definitely a bit of wheel spin there, and no one's coming in yet. Oh no, A. Thompson is going to come into the pits. Has Jay Thompson set the fastest middle? He's not. So this is going to be a bit interesting here. Yeah, A. Thompson comes to the pits. IFR sets the fastest lap. A. Thompson believes it's probably time for intermediates here. We're going to see what he fits on, and he is. A couple people also pitting. Hazard, Mark Bow, Shadow. But the one that we do need to look at now is A. Thompson, our net leader of this race. Jay Thompson trying to undercut him. He's going to come around the final corner now. What is he going to put into A. Thompson's lead? Is it going to be him now leading? He sets the fastest final sector. You can see A. Thompson trying to get out of the pits at the right time. He's going to have the cold tyres. Jay Thompson will not. They're going to go side by side into turn 3. Maybe a little bit of contact. Jay Thompson goes round the outside, and A. Thompson can't find a grip on those cold intermediates. Jay Thompson has taken the lead from P3. The strategy there has been worked absolutely bang on there for Jay Thompson, and this now must mean that these guys ahead are just absolutely struggling now, because if these intermediates are faster than the wets, which you can tell now, Jay Thompson's taking the fastest first sector. Look at these two go now. They'll be on the intermediate tyres. Hazard, Shadow served the drive-through, so he could not box again. Unfortunately for him, he might try and stay out and wait for a safety car. But, however, someone who is getting quite close to it is actually the ad one right here at the moment. We're just going to see what they do. Look at the positions gained as well. MXS Arosta, the man, he is fighting at the moment. Up 6 positions. The ad one was thinking about a move there, but he probably decided it's not the best to go for a move into turn 14. We've seen how bad he can go for people just driving normally, but he's going to try and pick up a move from turn 15 and turn 16. Is he going to go for a send down the inside, trying to go early into the whole thing? He does. He absolutely sends it. He gets it perfect. That looked like... Oh, that's a bit of contact there between A. Thompson and Jay Thompson. A. Thompson, yeah, letting off there to let him by. Okay, so yeah, Jay Thompson retakes it. Definitely some nice sportsmanship here, but... oh, safety car. Safety car. Okay, Rams, this is perfectly playing into the hands of the guys ahead. I did not even see that was a safety car. So, IFR, after all of that, I'm not sure how that safety car's been caught. It's probably Shadow maybe not having a wing. But IFR takes the lead. Our Henson's going to come out in P2. Everyone who stayed out on the wet tyres which looked like the wrong decision at some point, has been gifted here and has now managed to take the first 4 spots of this race, I think. Let's see A. Thompson coming around the first corner, takes MXS Rossa, might have been able to take the ad one. Let's see, how are they going to let that position go again? No, so A. Thompson has lost out to our Henson and IFR, so this is really different now. Shadow comes in to change the wing, get the 5-second penalty removed, and go on to intermediate tyres. I don't know what I've just said there. J. Thompson is just... Was that drive-through? Didn't like he changed anything. Or did he change something? Oh no, he did change his intermediates. Huh. Didn't see that. But, yeah, okay, so J. Thompson is now down in last place. That probably was a wing change, actually. Or just a decision to go on to fresher intermediates, I don't know. But probably wing change, because there was definitely some sort of contact with A. Thompson there. And J. Thompson has unfortunately suffered from it. A. Thompson doesn't look like he has. This is where it gets really confusing as well, because there's 2 Thompsons, so they've got 1 letter difference in their name, but you pronounce it the same way, so very difficult. But yeah, at the moment, congratulations to everyone that's still surviving. Congratulations. And especially to people like our Henson, MXS Rossa. Well, I was going to say the ad one as well, not doing too badly, but he has gone off somehow. I'm not too sure how. He might have stopped the rears. I've got no clue. But he is now going to have to replace his wing, and he'll probably fall down to maybe P9. He'll fall down past P8, but maybe not P9. He's got to make sure he doesn't slam it into the wall though here. Damaged wings would be very easy to do that, so let's just make sure. Even on a reduced safety car setting, we're still seeing it very often. But they're still in the race, so anything can happen. Anything can happen at all, so we're just having to wait for this safety car next to come in. The ad one's going to go into the pits now as well. And we're only on lap 8. That's the weirdest thing. We're only on lap 8. It's about 10 to 9 now. And we're not even... Yeah, we're almost not even a quarter of the way through this race. Yeah, the ad one coming in to change his wing, going into intermediate tyres. I can't even speak anymore. This whole race is a bit crazy. Shadow is going to get past the ad one, and he will move ahead up into P8. So yeah, once again, good job to everyone surviving as well. Our Henson, shout out here to MXS Rossa as well. Mark Bow from P10. Shadow, I mean, I know he's been having a bit of a rough time, but he has survived, and that is all you can really do. And he's up to P8 at the moment, so good job from him too. So yeah, it's just been a bit of a crazy race at the moment, and we're only a quarter of the way in. Yeah, it's something. Yeah, just gonna wait for the safety car to come in this lap. Here we go, safety car in this lap. I don't know what else to say now. I might check out the liveries again in a minute, but yeah. Okay, right. I think I've calmed down enough, so let's see. When will IFR go? We're seeing everyone pretty much back up here. Silly flag. The ad one got a penalty there for hitting Shadow, unfortunately for him, as everyone was going very slowly. But now IFR goes, and he's actually done a very solid restart there, as he is pedaling down this final corner here, and he's already got a very nice gap over Henson, and Henson will have to look behind him rather than forwards, as A. Thompson is trying to pressure him now a little bit on this first lap back racing. At the moment the other one is a little bit further back, but at least he won't be in any sorts of fights there. A. Thompson all the way on the back here. Henson struggling a bit for grip, and A. Thompson will likely try and make a move down this straight here. He's going to be a bit cautious trying to overtake this, yeah, definitely pink and fluorescent yellow, I want to say. Yeah, we can see now A. Thompson, Henson goes to the middle of the track. A. Thompson goes to the inside. He is powerless to defend against that McLaren Triple Crown livery, and Henson will have to settle for P3 for the moment. He's going to go clip the curb there. You don't want to go too deep into that corner. We've seen it happen before with a couple of drivers, Apex Motor Cup in general. The other one, ooh, definitely locked up there, but nothing for the moment. We have to wait for people to start fighting once again, but at the moment, yeah, looking like a pretty decent restart there from IFR as well. He's gapped nearly 3 seconds to the car behind, which is now A. Thompson, and A. Thompson is now gapping Henson as well, almost a second, or already a second actually, sorry. MXS Rossa is just keeping behind with the new Carlos Sainz livery, not livery, helmet on at the moment, which to be fair looks quite nice. That is some side-by-side action going on behind. Mark Bowe and Jay Thompson almost coming together. Mark Bowe getting a little slide on there. Jay Thompson going to go rounding outside of him into turn 15. They've got to make sure to come to contact here. Almost did there with wheel banging. Got to make sure the brakes are hit pretty well there too. Jay Thompson hits the brakes pretty nicely. Mark Bowe follows, and Mark Bowe has settled now for P7 other than P6, which is now Jay Thompson, and he can go start chasing after Hazard. MXS Rossa as well. I think one of the drivers who have yet to get a podium out of the full-time drivers. Shadow comes into the pits. I'm not sure if that's going to be for retirement or wing damage or anything, but I think MXS Rossa, one of the guys who have not had a podium, I think, in ARL, is currently looking good for one at the moment. I don't want to try and jinx him, but at the moment I think he's looking pretty good. Let's see, has MXS Rossa got a podium in any race so far? It's not looking like it for the moment. Just going to look at Jay Thompson just for a second, who definitely has got a couple podiums while he was here. And yeah, not looking like, yeah, no podium for MXS Rossa as of yet, but that could all change today. Always got another 21 laps to go at the very least. Jay Thompson simply looking at that traction difference between him and Hazard. Both the Alfa Romeo drivers know that they can't be going too fast on each other, and Hazard backs out, especially going into that. That is definitely not a good idea. But we also saw George Russell crash in the real life Singapore Grand Prix on the last lap. Mark Bowe was trying to line up a move on Hazard there, trying to see if he can get the traction difference down on him, but it doesn't look like he can. Someone who might be able to get the traction difference down on the driver ahead is MXS Rossa and Henson. Henson's struggling a lot for grip out there. MXS Rossa is trying to hustle and harry that car. We're going to see, is there a move down the inside? Maybe for MXS Rossa. He's going to think about it. He's going to go for it. Down the inside. The corner's almost... yeah, the corner's almost just not big enough for those two cars there. MXS Rossa, maybe a bit forcefully here, gets Henson out of the way. And that is looking maybe like a tiny bit of damage for Henson. I don't know. That probably is a report, though, coming MXS Rossa's way. If Henson would want to try and get that position back, and if he can even pull away, to be honest, if he can't pull away, then that is even more a reason to report him. Mark Bowe on the inside of Hazard now. If Hazard able to out-traction him at all, he's still got a nose in there, but backs out, hoping Mark Bowe will go a little bit wide. Does go a tiny bit wide. Jay Thompson as well, hoping that he can get past Henson too, braking very, very late there, comparing to that car ahead. We can see he's thinking about moving down the inside, but nothing doing there either. MXS Rossa is half pulling away from these guys. Jay Thompson's going to think about a move to the outside. Going to cut back now to the inside. He's going to do pretty much what he did to Hazard there, but nothing yet. Henson is able to out-traction him there, at least for now. We're going to see what he's doing here. That is clipping the curb, and he's not going to go side by side through the Anderson Bridge. So we're going to see where is he going to make a move if he is. And he's going to go, Henson's a bit deep. Jay Thompson on the switchback here, going to try and out-traction him. Our Henson gets about equal traction with him. They're both going to use their ERS, both equal levels. Is Jay Thompson going to switch it? No, he's not. He's going to back out a little bit while Henson goes too deep. And Jay Thompson has got a massive slide on. They're both now going to be side by side through turn 15 and 16, but Jay Thompson backs out just to make sure there's no contact there. And that is good from, well, one of the Alfa Romeos. The other Alfa Romeo, unfortunately for him, did make a little bit of contact with him through turns 16 and 17. But we've not seen that with Jay Thompson as of yet. Meanwhile, we're looking at IFR up the top. 6.3 the gap to A. Thompson at the moment. They're about equal level on tyres. There's about 5 seconds to MXS and Rossa. And while that's all happening, our Henson and Jay Thompson are giving us the action that we need at the moment. And these two are pretty much nose to tail, as both of them want to try and push that P3 spot. One thinking they've got more pace than the other, and one thing they can defend better than the other here. And we're going to see now our Henson having a little wiggle. Jay Thompson also having a little wiggles there, as I'm pretty sure he might have hit the ball, I don't know. The connection is not the best here, so we're just hoping that that wasn't a massive hit into the wall for him. 6 hits up on his time, so the track might be drying a lot more than people might expect here. We might actually see some dry tyres soon, if this really is the track improvement we're seeing. If that is about 6 heads up, while behind another car, then we are probably going to be seeing some very quick track improvement here, and probably a couple of laps time. If the rain starts to stop, then we might have some dry tyres on our hands. And that says something completely different to what we were having earlier in this race, where it was full wet conditions on the first couple of laps. It was absolutely crazy. So we're going to see now our Henson deep again, going into that hairpin, and he just can't get the power down as much as he wants. Jay Thompson getting the slipstream now, using mid body ERS. He's going to switch to the inside. He's going to figure out a dive to the inside, locks up both wheels. Our Henson has to back out a little bit of that corner, but gets ahead. Mark Bow is now going to be one to half manage our Henson, but he's going to now try and think of a challenge on Jay Thompson if he can catch him. IFR is stretching his legs out there with now an 8-second gap. The Adwan and Hazard also fighting as they go side by side. Hazard reluctant to not get the position away, but he was gonna be able to try and switch back in there. But the Adwan goes off the track and lets him back through. Mark Bow is now on the back of our Henson, as our Henson is struggling to catch with Jay Thompson, who is also catching MXS La Rossa, who has been doing a great race so far. But unfortunately for him, his podium was going to start coming undone by the faster drivers behind, as they finally got ahead of our Henson, and the one who will probably need to get ahead of him this lap if he wants to have any chance about a top 5, top 4 position spot is Mark Bow, and he just can't find a way past as of yet, because that our Henson ahead of him is just looking very fast in this race, looking like he broke very early there too, just to make sure that he did not go too deep like he has seen with Jay Thompson in the previous battles we've seen. When we look at Jay Thompson now, actually, he's MXS La Rossa almost hits the wall there, goes very wide, but is able to not hit the wall there as of yet. Someone who might have hit the wall previously, there's a couple 4 other drivers that we've had in our race. Jay Horse, Jimmy Jags, Evan Glenn, and Gobi Govan, all of them have hit the wall and were out. So hopefully for these guys, they're all not going to try and hit the wall. Jay Thompson's going to try and out-track an MXS La Rossa. Both of them got snaps. Both of the Alfa Romeos here are fighting. Well, the Alfa Romeo liveries, not the actual Alfa Romeo drivers. Jay Thompson's got to try his best to not absolutely boss the race now, realistically. If he gets any sort of wing damage here, it's almost over, as it's nowhere near dry as yet. So he's just got to make sure he takes his time with MXS La Rossa. He's still got over half the race left as well, when you really think about it. So the race is not going to be won on lap 15 for him, but if he really finds opportunities to pass, and he has to choose when, and if it's actually a clean move. So we're going to see now Jay Thompson still in the back of MXS La Rossa. He might have heard me here, so he might have been dropping back a tiny bit. Someone who isn't dropping back though is Mark Bow, making a move to turn on our Henson. Is our Henson going to try and hold it around the outside? He tries to. Mark Bow goes a little bit deep, but our Henson can't complete a switchback, and that is him up into P5. The track is looking drier at the moment. It's still not looking like it's time for dries, but at some places the track does look a bit drier. So there might be someone thinking at the bottom of the field, maybe it's time to try and gamble a little bit. So let's see, is anyone going to come into the pits behind? Well, I'm just quick looking at the gap between Jay Thompson and MXS La Rossa. Not looking like anything's going to happen there. Jay Thompson probably having a little bit of a thing there. Actually, hold on, while I was saying about the dry tyres, someone is on the dry tyres. The Adwan pitted 1 lap earlier And it's not looking too bad out there. It's not looking great, but it's not looking as bad as it could be. So I'm going to quickly watch this first sector in a minute. We're just going to see what these guys do while we are trying to race. Jay Thompson is going to probably think about a move now. He's going to go really wide on the outside line, try and go for a cutback on him. He's not going to get any wiggles now. We're going to see what is he going to do. He's going to let off a little bit. So he's not going to think of anything yet. They've both got pretty equal lines through there. We're going to see what the Admon does. DRS enabled. 6/10 up on his intermediate time. It is time for drives, ladies and gentlemen, I think. But IFR got that message too late. A. Thompson's going to think of any sort of undercut here. MXS and Rosso, if there's any time to pit now, or if there's any time to pit, it's going to be now. Will both of these guys come into the pits? MXS and Rosso stays out, as with Jay Thompson, both of them thinking it's not time for the drives yet. Jay Thompson's going to get DRS, so he might try and think of a move now before he goes onto the dry tyres, and he thinks that is the best way to go about it. The other couple behind, though, don't think that, and they're all coming to the pits here. We don't know which Shadow yet, but he likely will. Everyone's fitting on the mediums or hard tyres, but our Henson's going to have to take a little bit longer to warm up those hards, so we're going to give him a bit of time to try and find his pace in this race. And as we see now, MXS Rosso and Jay Thompson fighting inches apart, going through the straight into turn 6 now, and that is it done for Jay Thompson. He is up into P2. MXS Rosso's defence of P3 has come to an end, unfortunately, but they were going to have to box immediately now. As looking at the track here, it is dry. Always getting to that dry period now. It's not exactly dry, but on this game, anything that looks half damp is 100% dry. It's time for dries, and you can see it on A. Thompson's timing here. Look how much he's gaining on MXS Rosso. And if these guys don't box soon, they are going to be under some serious threat from even people like Mark Bow at the moment. Even our Henson on those hard tyres. Hazard, if he can really pick up the pace, then they're going to be under some serious threat. And the one who's most under threat is MXS Rosso. He could possibly fall down to P6, even P7, if he gets this wrong. IFR comes into the pit lane. A. Thompson is not going to get an undercut on him, but we're going to see how well he does with his one lap on the tyres. But realistically, it's the warmth as well, which is really going to help him. Both these two are now coming into the pits. It is dried at a rapid rate. There is no rain. It's not even like it's actually rained at all in this race. But they are in now. A. Thompson will be ahead of these two, as he already was, but we're going to have a look at Mark Bow. We're going to see actually if there's any damage for any of these guys. A. Thompson will come into the pits. Oh no, not come into the pits. He'll go past the pits. Sorry, Jay Thompson's into the pits. And yeah, we're going to look at Mark Bow. Is he ahead of MXS Rosso? He's going to be a little close coming out the pit lane, I think, because he's still in the pit limit. We're going to see now Mark Bow taking a purple final sector. MXS Rosso has to abide by the pit lane speed. Hopefully there's no contact between them. Mark Bow is on the marbles, but MXS Rosso will get DRS here. He is ahead, but he gets DRS. He had one set the fastest lap. The first person to switch to the dries, remember? And everyone is on mediums besides R. Henson, who has picked a hard tyre. So that is going to be a bit interesting to see how that falls out. MXS Rosso is thinking about a move here to the inside, thinks about it, but just cannot make the move on Mark Bow. And he's going to try and stick with him for a little while now. But the intermediate stint for IFR has done absolute wonders for him here, as he's come out 9 seconds ahead of A. Thompson. Even though A. Thompson chose the right strat, he is not making too many indents into IFR as of yet. He is starting to come into it though. 8.7 seconds. He's taking those purple sectors away from IFR while he tries to warm up his tyres. MXS Rosso is looking like he's still in DRS there, as Mark Bow went a little bit deep, so he is still within a good range here to try and fight. Henson will have that tyre march coming into later in the race, so we're going to have to wait to see what he does as well by the end. Although at the moment, it's not looking like he's doing too much in terms of pace-wise. A. Thompson sets the fastest lap now with 36.9 on those medium tyres. Don't think anyone else could have set faster that maybe besides MXS Rosso possibly. One of the only guys with DRS in this race at the moment. However, doesn't look like he's got it there, so unfortunately for him, he's going to miss out on that DRS benefit, and unfortunately for him, he's going to be a bit of a lonely race for now. That's going to be no mistake to go. So, yeah, no one's in a lonely race. It's Shadow Unfortunately for him, 12 seconds behind the Ad one, who is also 8 seconds behind Hazard, who is also 4 seconds behind Henson, who is dropping back to MXS Rossa, who is trying to catch up to Mark Bow, but at the moment is not really able to do so, trying to use all that ERS. Mark Bow now a couple seconds behind Jay Thompson, who is 14 behind A Thompson, who is 9.5 behind IFR. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to try and waffle our way through this. So, I think the first thing we've got to do, we've of course got to rate deliveries, as IFR says fast second sector. He is likely going to take the fast lap away from A Thompson, but we're going to have a quick rate of deliveries. So, the Alfa Romeo Italian one, we're also going to maybe look at helmets as well, but not fussed on that yet. Of course, it's going to be Bottas's number because, yeah, you can only use default numbers, I think, on them. So, only Alfa Romeo drivers. Mark Bow picks up a 3-second penalty, so actually lifts MXS Rossa up into P4. Maybe I'll head up into P5, but we never know. IFR, it's a fast lap of 33.6. Very nice lap there. A Thompson coming across the line. What's his time? 34.8. So, unfortunately, not looking like the IFR is really going to have any more fights for the lead, which is unfortunate. Let's see what Jay Thompson does coming around the final corner. What is his time going to be? 35.4. Mark Bow coming across the line now. 35.8. MXS Rossa, 35.7. He's catching a little bit. 36.6 for Henson. 36.0 for Hazard as well. The Ad one, what's he going to do on the oldest tyres here, actually? We're going to see now, come across the line, 36.0. I don't think the hard tyres is right for Henson unless there really some serious benefits by the end of the race. Shadow is going to come across the line eventually, and we're going to see what his time is as well. He's pushing quite a lot, 36.6. I think Henson is the slowest man out on track right now. It makes sense with the hard tyres, but that might not be the right call for now. We don't know yet, but for now that doesn't look like the right call. IFR's another half a second up, but for now, let's rate the Alfa Romeo livery. So, it looks lovely, at least in my opinion. I think in game they haven't done as much justice, because I do kind of wish it was a bit more of a solid black. It still looks a bit more like a darkish grey. If it was like a proper solid black, it was like all glossy, I would have absolutely loved that. It would have been such a nice livery. 10 out of 10. IFR says 32.7, so he is the fastest man on track once again. But other than that, it is a perfect livery. Like, I really wish they ran that livery for the whole season, but unfortunately not. A Thompson in the McLaren Crown livery. I've already kind of said my thoughts and opinions on this one earlier in the stream, but if people don't really want to go back so far in the stream for that, I'm not a massive fan. I mean, it just doesn't look amazing to me. I don't know if it's just the white that offsets me. It looks like a bit, I don't know, the white just looks a bit off on that car, but yeah, unfortunately for me, it just doesn't look too good. Already took the Alfa Romeo livery, but I'm just going to check the number. Is it still with Bottas's? So yeah, we've got two number 77s out on track at the moment. Yeah, another one I do like though is Mark Bow. It looked like he clipped the wall very slightly there. Another one I do like is this Audi livery. I do really like it a lot. It's mostly sponsorless, as the only ones there are Audi Sport and the Audi logo, but I think it's a really solid car. I mean, I think the red floor is a bit much, but other than that, I mean, if that was painted black or maybe in a grey, to be honest, then I'd have absolutely loved that. So like a bit of an Audi sponsor on the back of the rear wing too would have been lovely, I think. But yeah, definitely like an 8 out of 10. I'll actually rate it real quick. I think it's a 9.5 out of 10 for this Alfa Romeo. It's only about 7 or 6 for this McLaren. Honestly, I don't mind the idea. I don't mind it at all, but it just, yeah, it doesn't resonate with me. Once again, Alfa Romeo 9.5. This Audi, I will say it's a 9. It's very nice, but yeah, it's just tiny tweaks. Then I'll be okay. So there's another Alfa Romeo. So 3 Alfa Romeos in the top 5. All 3 of them being Bottas. So yeah. And our Henson's livery is the first one that is completely different to a real life car. So, obviously he hits the wall definitely there. But yeah, no, he does look like an actual pretty nice car. I think when it's not under the lights, it looks a little bit. It'll probably look a little bit better, but I think it's just because like the paint when it's under the night, it just kind of like swaps colours. And yeah, if you look at it in the light, it looks a lot better. So I would say that with that fluorescent yellow or green, however you want to say it, I I think it's fluorescent yellow, but I don't know. Hazard is actually close to him in DRS, so we're going to watch them soon. But yeah, no, I think it's really quite nice. It's definitely unique. You know what? It kind of reminds me of Buzz Lightyear. It's got like his type of colours. Yeah, it's got pretty much the same colours. I mean, yeah, it's got the white, it's got the purple. Yeah, I think it does. I think that pretty much resembles it. I'll give it an 8 out of 10 to be honest. It's not that bad. Hazard as well. He's got a pretty nice livery because he's got a load of sponsors and also the sticker, which actually works pretty well, to be fair. So yeah, if that base has that, actually looks like a very nice livery. It kind of reminds me of the McLaren Triple Crown livery, but then like it's only 2 colours, so it looks a hell of a lot better, at least for me. So we're actually going to quickly watch him try and think of a move, maybe. Nothing for the moment. Hence sliding him out a little bit, but doesn't look like it's going to be a move yet. You know, I do like that. It's pretty much the same, but like a light blue tint kind of works. Like, it's just little dashes of it, and I kind of wish that's what they did on the McLaren, but they didn't. So yeah, unfortunate. I mean, I do like Hazard's livery. I'm probably also going to give this one an 8 out of 10 because it's the unique ones. If they had more sponsors on and stuff like that, I feel like they'd look a hell of a lot better. Hazard's tried it definitely. I think a couple of the blue sponsors look a little bit off. But other than that, yeah, no, I do quite like it a lot. So, yeah, Hazard, you could get an 8 out of 10 as well. Now, the ad one, I'll be honest, this is very good. I don't like that shot of it though. If you're looking at it from the front, it looks lovely. As he almost, actually Ed was looking at it from the front there, as he almost puts into the wall. Hazard is on the back of our Henson, but can't make a move yet still. But look, from there, that looks beautiful, I think. So just little orange tints look very nice underneath. Look through the side, and it just doesn't look great. So I'm going to say only 7 out of 10 for the ad one, because I think most of it, like if you've got a good angle of this car, it will look lovely, and it does at some angles. But yeah, I think just that massive red stripe in the middle does kind of ruin it. And unfortunately, we lost a couple of other drivers, so I can't rate Jimmy Jackson's massive pink livery. Although I'm going to say it's only about 6 out of 10 for me. It's definitely very Barbie. It's very Barbie-ish, so that's my view on it. And Shadow. Now, this one I thought looked sick, and I want to just make sure of this because I don't know what livery this is, but it looks absolutely banging. I'll be honest. I think you can see me a better close-up than just random helicopter shots, please. I mean, he's got right sponsors, and when the sponsors are white, it's a lot better because most of the time they pop out more, and you've got to make sure you put them in the right position so there's absolutely slapping them on. And to be honest, it looks like a very nice livery. I think the only thing I'm a little bit not a fan of is how it's like, it's black and then it's a little bit of a dark grey. So, yeah, like you can kind of, it's a bit distinguishable on some parts, but I know he doesn't make the livery, well, doesn't make how it's designed. I mean, same with Hazard or Henson. These two I was saying, like, I don't like the red stripe. I don't know the red stripe, no, I don't like the stripes on there. The ad one especially as well, I don't like the stripe in the middle, but he can't do much about that because, yeah, well, he gets Jimmy Jags, mate, what's with battling? Not rate the livery. There isn't any battling going on. The only one that is battling is our Henson and Hazard at the moment, and no moves are being made at the moment, so, yeah, I'm keeping an eye on them, but there really isn't much to do because I've got to do this for another 9.5 laps, and I am not capable of that. So yeah, Irons and Hazard, I know, but just yeah, there's no proper side-by-side moments being made yet, so kind of to waffle a little bit. I mean, what? It's always just a bit of DRS, and then just unfortunately for them can't do much else. But yeah, there you go. I watch it down there. There's not much time being gained. There was some time being gained on there though. I will actually quickly switch back to Shadow. Yeah, very nice livery. I'm going to give it 8.5. I don't know, just the grey there unsettles me a little bit. But other than that, we are going to watch these two now as Hazards have got a very nice run there around the second to last corner, but doesn't get a nice run around the final corner. So he gets a DRS as long as you keep in touch with him through these next couple of corners. And I don't know, he might be able to do it as I head to cuts curve a little bit. We might see some more action on the track finally, as we're going to watch these two. Only 3/10 apart now. Hazard going to try and attack our Henson, and it looks like he's done exactly that. Hazard turning on what ERS he has left. Our Henson has got more ERS. Hazard to the inside, No ERS left, down the inside. Very nicely done. But Henson's going to maybe try and cover a switchback. He's going to go back to the inside, but he can't do it, unfortunately, for our Henson. And now this might be where the fights are starting to sort of become non-existent. I mean, if our Henson can stay in the DRS constantly, then that'd be great. But I don't know if I've got much hope now, as he's starting to fall away a little bit. I don't think the hard tyres are the best decision now, because once they get at the end of the race, he's going to completely be void, really, because yeah, always wheel spinning as well with the tyre marbles there. So I think unfortunately for Henson, he might finish this race in P7, and I don't think there could be much else he can do about it now. We're going to watch Hazard. Is he going to try and get out to DRS? I don't know. Henson's pushing to be in that DRS range still. Probably is hearing me, but yeah. Just he's too close now, so I really hope they stay in DRS. I don't think our Henson got it, so this might be the end of the battles for the moment. Yeah, our Henson has not got DRS. I'll keep watching him down these couple of corners. Hopefully he might be able to get it back. But then other than that, it'll be some waffle sessions again, unfortunately, guys. Whoever else is actually watching the stream. Yeah, look at our Henson's not really DRS anymore. Rate the helmets. Good idea. Okay, so I can't really get a good POV of some of these helmets, but IFR there goes a little bit deep, but not too much there. Trouble him. The helmet's not too bad actually on IFR. I mean, I can't really. If I can quickly get like a camera customization here, maybe. I might like absolutely fuck on my camera settings for this. That's on screen display. Where is my camera settings? I can't change them. Don't think I can change them while I don't drive, so yeah, I had to pick up a 3-second penalty, so yeah, he's definitely not going to be able to challenge Hazard now. But yeah, I'm just going to rate the helmets. So IFR going around this corner, looks like a orange, black and light blue. I don't know. I mean, from what I'm seeing, I kind of like it. It's going to turn actually off the telemetry, so we can see a little better. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think the light blue is a little odd. I think if you went for a little bit of a better colour there, probably like a, I don't know, probably like a light yellow. I think it's showing it's a little bit brighter. I think that'd be a lot better, but I'm not going to fault the helmet. It doesn't look too bad at all. That's a horrible camera, so I can't actually see a little bit of a better fog, unfortunately. But no, I don't mind that one at all. I think it's quite nice. And yeah, good helmet, I think. So I'm going to give that about 7.5 out of 10. I'm just not a big fan of the blue. This is Verstappen's Miami helmet, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's Verstappen's Miami helmet. I was actually a pretty big fan of this one. Because I do like those dark blue and like pinkish off colours. Although, because it's not like a original helmet, I mean, I'm going to dock it a point or two. It could go to 8.5, but realistically, it's so nice. I do really like the livery of that helmet, so yeah, Shadow F1 comes into the pits as well. This might be for a retirement, or just trying to have a fast slap. He's going to fit on the soft, so this is a fastest slap attempt for Shadow. You're going to move on from him. Jay Thompson, actually, he's got it's a helmet. It looks like probably unique to Alfa Romeo there. The top of it doesn't look too bad. If we can get a bit of a shot, I don't like the white. Not sure what it is, but it's where the visor is. I'm not a big fan of that white bit there, and also there's like a white bit surrounding the top as well. I think the only problem with that is just as Jay Thompson does a massive snap and spins. So hold on, we might get some pretty good action here now, as Jay Thompson's had a spin on those 9.5 mediums. Maybe I should rate helmets more often if this is what's going to happen. Mark Bowe will now be right onto the back of him and with PRS. Okay, it's right. We're gonna stop the helmet ranking for a second, as Jay Thompson is going to try and defend from Mark Bowe. If Mark Bowe wants to go for a move, that is, he's got more ERS to do it, to be honest. So he might have a go and see if he can pull away with that 3-second penalty. But I don't know. I don't think Mark Bowe's going to try anything for the moment. So yeah, he's a couple of tenths back. I still think it's going to be enough for Mark for the moment. Right, okay. I'm going to harker back to doing them now. But you know, I'm just going to finish up Jay Thompson's one while I was rudely interrupted by him spinning. Can't see it fully. I do like the back design actually from what I'm seeing, but other than that, yeah, I don't know. It's not amazing. So I'm going to say 7. I mean, I just don't like where the white's placed, that's all. Although Mark there is trying to go for a really outside line. And his helmet looks banging, actually. Oh. I don't know. The back once again looks really nice, but like, there's just too many intricate colours that it kind of... The visor looks horrible now. So, I don't know. I think about that visor, this would be like a solid 9. Although I'm going to dock it a point for that visor. I think it's the visor's just ruin it, really. Like, where it's just at the top of the visor, and it's horrible. But I'm going to give it this one an 8, while he's fighting Jay Thompson as well. And, oh, he's had a snap as well! Okay, so, right, okay, so we're going to put him right back into No Man's Land. So, well, I need to start rating helmets, because everyone makes mistakes now. As soon as I start rating them, they all get under the pressure. Right, MXS Rossi, you are next. I'm really sorry if you absolutely slam it into the wall now, but you are next. Okay, but yeah, no, this one was about 8 out of 10, I think I said. So, yeah, not bad of a helmet, but yeah, it's just the visor, man. It's just the visors. MXS Rossi, this is Carlos Sainz's helmet from Monza, and I'll be honest, I love this one. It reminds me so much of James Hunt, and it's really nice. I think having it be Ferrari, though, is a little bit off, but I do like the Hunt vibes that comes from it, so I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. Once again, docking a point for its, like, not originality. It would be a 10, but no, just because it's a already done helmet, so yeah, 9 out of 10. And yeah, Hazard's looks a bit basic, I'll be honest. I think, like, if you don't really like buy anything with Pitcoin, then, I mean, yeah, it looks absolutely horrible, so I mean, to be fair, I don't think many people really do try and buy helmets anyway, so that's fair. I'm going to rate this a 6 out of 10 just because it's one of the basic ones. I mean, there's not much else you could do with only a basic helmet anyway, so that's not like completely judging how they design their helmets or anything, but yeah. This is also one of the basic helmets, but at least they have changed colours. And to be honest, I don't think it actually looks bad with their car. I mean, it matches pretty well, and I do kind of like it, so I'm going to give it a 7 as well. So I do kind of like the colour scheme, remember? It's like fluorescent, yellow, and the purple. They got a little bit of white too. I was saying that's kind of like Buzz Lightyear, but yeah. I still find it a nice helmet though, nonetheless. Okay, I didn't even get to start rating the helmet yet, but the ad one has had a spin on his 14 lap on mediums. The laps are flying by now at least, so we can almost get this race done under. That just looks like a pure red helmet, if I'm not mistaken. White? Oh no. Okay, right. So it's kind of like a Dutch flag, I think, but it's a bit wonky because I'm not great on my flags. I don't know. It's like red, blue, red. Meh. It's okay. It's a couple white stripes as well. Could give it a 5. I mean, it's just not amazing, really. I'll be honest. Shadow's left, so I'm just gonna invite them back if they really want back in from last, but I'll just give them heads up for it. There we go. Mark is back in DRS. I'm just going to rate the final helmet of Shadow. He is ghosted, but that does look quite cool, I'll be honest. Black, greenish, blue, white. It doesn't too bad. I mean, I don't think green and blue ever mix, at least for me. It looks like green anyway. But I think with his car, though, it does look quite nice. So I'm going to say, yeah, pretty good. I mean, I'll probably go for like a 7.5 on that one. So, there we go. That's all the helmet rankings, and this race has almost flown by, as we now only have a couple laps left. Yeah, it's completely flown, actually. We're just going to have a quick look at the laps of fuel as well, because there's a lot of fuel saving here. For example, someone like IFR here at the moment is on 3.6 plus laps of fuel. Yeah, A. Thompson's on plus 2. J. Thompson's on plus 1.5. Mark Bowe, who's trying to overtake him, is on plus 2.5. 2.9 from Mr. Rossa. That is 0.5 for Hazard. Or is that 6.5? No, 0.5. So yeah, he definitely anticipated the underfuel. That is 2.3 for the other one. Henson's going to try to steal the fastest lap. Coming out the pits now. Shadow, well, was in this, plus 3.6 I think that is. And Henson is on plus 2.9. So yeah, definitely a lot of people with their fuel, thinking, okay, put it to about nothing, thinking it's going to be completely fine. Nope, about 3 safety cars, a lot of wet weather, a lot of short shifting, and in the end, I've got a hell of a lot more in the tank. I think Hazard with like, God knows how many laps of underfueling, but it's worked for them. And yeah, we're getting close to the final laps of this race now. Lap and a half left to go. IFR has got a lot of ERS to play around with actually, so they want to try and go faster than them. I mean, it'd be pretty difficult with those tyres, but they can maybe try it if they really want to. Henson will probably be the one to take the fastest lap though. I'm not sure why he's actually pushing now. He can maybe go for a little bit of a cool down lap while the race leader almost has stuck to him, but he's got about 5 seconds or so in hand, so I think he may as well try and go for a little bit of a cool down, but it doesn't look like he's going to go for it. So yeah, this is pretty much most of the race done now. Mark Boat, even if he does get past Jay Thompson, is unlikely to claim that P3 at the moment. But yeah, might have to try and look at the fastest lap attempt from our Henson on this lap. So I'm going to do that now. Let's watch the quality lap because we haven't seen the quality lap in pretty much forever. So yeah, our Henson on his lap now. Only about 4 laps of fuel in. Not as much ERS, but we've got the fresh soft tyres on. Looking pretty nice. We already saw him do pretty well in quali, so I'll not be too surprised if he smashes the fastest lap now, which is a 1:32.0. It's a 1:35.0 on his hard, so he's 3 seconds or more up on his time. Then we'll know. So we're going to see now coming through the first sector. Is he purple? He is purple by 1 second there on the least amount of grip I think you need. I mean, probably our final sector actually now. So kind of annoying on that statement, but oh well. Mark is getting very close to the back of Jay Thompson, but is not really going to make a move, so probably going to wait until he back straight for that one. So hopefully our Henson can finish that by that time. Although he's getting a bit too close here, I might have to cut off our Henson. Yeah, I'm just going to cut off him for the moment. Jay Thompson's going to go to the final lap of this race, trying to defend from Mark, who's going to try and go around the outside. Maybe a little bit of contact. There is a little bit of contact, but it's not looking like anything else is going to happen for the moment. What is our Henson doing at the moment? Setting purple sector 2. Wow, okay, right, so Mark, we're going to just watch him very quickly go through this final bit as someone else also pressed there. Someone who's also processing sector 2 is IFR. Mark is not going to go for a move anymore. I don't think he's going to have any more chances for that move. Our Henson around the final corner is going to take the fastest lap with 31.6. And we're going to come now to IFR really quickly, and he is going to absolutely dominate this Singapore Grand Prix with A. Thompson, but he is 16 seconds ahead of him in the Alfa Romeo car. He slows down, gives us a burnout, and takes the win here on a very interesting Singapore race. We'll quick look at A. Thompson now as he comes across this line. We're going to very quickly jump back to the action with Mark in a second. A. Thompson coming around here for a very well-deserved P2. Jay Thompson looking like he's going to be able to defend here from Mark. Our Henson actually might be also on for a P7. Mark gets no penalties, so that fight is over. We're going to watch our Henson really quickly here, see if he can make any sort of move into here at the moment. Does not look like it, but we're just going to quickly watch these guys. They're going to come around the final couple of corners. We're hopefully not miss a move from our Henson. Yeah, Jay Thompson, Mark is a... I don't know what Mark's just done. He's going to come to the pits for some reason. Jay Thompson picks up P3. MXS Ross from P4 was really good. Our Henson gets past the ad one with the fresher tyres. Mark retires for some reason, but I think he still gets ahead of Hazard. No, he doesn't. Okay, so Mark might have retired a little bit too early there. But no, our Henson gets ahead of the ad one, yeah, they're both on the same penalty. So yeah, our Henson claims back that P7. And for him, he has the fastest lap as well. I think that's about all we could have already asked for today with the pace he had. Has Mark? Yeah, Mark has retired too early. So yeah, the ad one comes to us line in P7, but Mark is going to finish P8, I think, on track. Because if he might have retired a little bit too early there. But yeah, there we go. Driver of the day, MXS Rossa, I believe so as well. And yeah. Shadow just game crashed, that is why he left the session, so probably just couldn't get back in for that. And there we go, that is your top 3 of bloody hell, IFR, A. Thompson and J. Thompson there, all collecting their trophies. and they're definitely some different suits that you normally meant to see them in. And to be honest, I kind of like the multiplayer cars. I do kind of wish we did a couple more races in them, but unfortunately, I mean, yeah, we don't. So it is kind of nice seeing once in a while, and there we go. Watching Walser right now, and that one's a Verstappen. Interesting. Yeah, Verstappen suit. I did not see that was a thing, but yeah, there we go. That is the end of this race, and a very chaotic one, with IFR pretty much dominating here from P1. Maybe a couple of strategy blunders, but takes the win by 14.5 seconds to A. Thompson, who picks up that P2. J. Thompson does move opposition here up to P4, as Hazard drops down from P3 down to P5. MXS Sarossa, driver of the day for me anyway, goes up to P4 for P9, so very well done from them. Henson picks up P6 with the fastest lap. The other one picks up P7. Mark pitting a bit too early and retiring, so he's in P8. Shadow in P9. And the non-finishers of Govy Govan, Epic Story Club, J-Horse, and Jimmy Jags. Two of them failed to complete the first lap. Well, that was some race, and that was some very long race. It took us a little while to get going, and thank God we finally did. But yeah, very enjoyable race. I hope you all enjoyed that as well. And I mean, some drivers enjoyed that more than others, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I will see you all next week for I'm gonna think it's Qatar. I might be wrong there. Yeah, it's Qatar. So another new sort of track here. Singapore once again had this new layout come into the game a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, Qatar is next track, and we're going to wait and see how that one goes. And thank you all for watching, and I will see you all for next week. Goodbye.